Coming up on UCF Nightly News.
A warning this holiday season.
COVID season, RSV season, all in one.
What you need to know to protect yourself.
And learn why UCF is one of the few in-state designated as a Purple Heart University.
In sports, see how UCF's win against Tulane shook up the AAC rankings.
Nightly News starts now. Afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Ericka Brockish.
And I'm Allegra Montesano. Today is Friday, November 18th, 2022. Flu season is here in Central Florida, and experts say we could all be dealing with the trifecta of illnesses this holiday season. Nightly News reporter Emily McMinn shares how you can protect yourself.
Medical professionals are expecting us to experience a tridemic this year. This includes a high number of cases for COVID-19, the flu, and respiratory syncytial virus. Chief Public Health Officer for UCF, Dr. Dyken, gives us more information on this combination.
So those three infections are forming waves, epidemic waves, basically at the same time.
Last winter, the U.S. experienced what experts called a twindemic, with high amounts of flu and COVID-19 cases throughout the country. This year, cases of RSV are also higher than in years past.
The Florida Department of Health issued a notice Monday that it is monitoring RSV cases. This comes after a high number of cases throughout the state.
RSV is a common respiratory virus with symptoms including coughing and a runny nose and typically lasts 7 to 10 days. Vaccines for the flu and COVID-19 are available throughout Central Florida and at the health center on campus. However, one for RSV is still being tested by pharmaceutical companies. Student Riley Moore shares why she does not plan to receive the COVID-19 or flu vaccines this winter season.
I don't plan on getting any vaccines this year just because my body is super sensitive to them and I haven't been vaccinated in the past for COVID. So yeah, I don't plan on it.
Dr. Dyken says the effects of the tridemic could be dangerous.
So if you combine the three, yes, there will be more hospitalizations than we typically see.
Dr. Dyken suggests receiving a flu and COVID-19 booster vaccine, washing your hands, and getting enough rest as some ways to remain healthy throughout the rest of the tridemic season. In Orlando, Emily McMinn, UCF Nightly News.
To receive your free COVID-19 or flu vaccines, visit the health center on campus Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5.
UCF is being recognized as a Purple Heart designated university for its student veteran population. During the Veterans Commemoration Ceremony, UCF honored veterans wounded in combat who now pursue higher education and careers. Director of the Military and Veterans Success Center explains what this means for the school's future.
Having that Purple Heart designation provides us with another avenue to engage the military community and to build those relationships with the community as we continue to grow the programming that we do here at UCF for student veterans and their families.
UCF is the 5th institute of higher learning in Florida to earn a Purple Heart designation.
Monday marked the beginning of Transgender Awareness Week at UCF. LGBTQ+ services and the Multicultural Student Center hosted a Trans Joy event. This program educated students about trans issues and advocated against trans violence and discrimination. Organizers created a memorial in the student union to honor the memory of those who lost their lives as a result of transphobia. It's Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week, and 2 organizations are working to help those in our community. Nightly News reporter Francisco Urrio-Stegui shares how students can make a difference for the homeless and the hungry.
The United States Interagency Council on Homelessness estimates roughly 27,000 people are experiencing homelessness in Florida. They also estimated that roughly 10% of Florida's population experiences food insecurity. The Coalition for the Homeless and Volunteer UCF work on reducing those numbers.
We are collecting for Knight's Pantry. On Friday, we have a group of students going over to Knight's Pantry to help with the sorting and pre-Thanksgiving sorting for students that may not have the opportunity to go home for Thanksgiving.
Volunteer UCF held a hunger banquet in efforts to raise awareness for the week. Rajni Shankar Brown, president of the National Coalition for the Homeless, tells us what inspired her to raise awareness for the homeless and food insecure.
And I spend so much time in libraries wandering shelves and reading about amazing people from the civil rights movement to global movements, and really was reminded of how we can all use our diverse talents in multiple ways to push for social change.
Of those currently experiencing food instability, 29% of them are currently students. The easiest way for us to help combat that number is to donate any sort of canned foods to any of your local food drives.
The National Coalition for the Homeless set many goals for next year at the Leadership Summit. The biggest goal is providing solutions to food insecurity and the affordable housing crisis to help reduce homelessness in the U.S. In Orlando, Francisco Diostegui, UCF Nightly News.
Homelessness Awareness Week runs from November 12th through November 20th.
The nation's current turkey shortage isn't only from the low supply. More than 6 million turkeys died from avian flu, according to the U.S. Agriculture Department. That is nearly 3% of the nation's total turkey production. According to the Axios, a 16-pound turkey costs about $29, which is nearly $5 more than the average cost a year ago.
The Counseling and Psychological Service Center on campus started a campaign to save students money. Nightly News reporter Gabrielle Wilson tells us how UCF students who have an outstanding balance on their account can get it removed.
This Giving Back campaign allows UCF students with an outstanding balance at CAPS the opportunity to reduce or remove their fees. Dr. Jocelyn Buhane shares what this campaign can do for students who have gained a balance on their accounts due to not showing up to their appointments or arriving late.
Paying something like a fee related to their counseling session could almost maybe exacerbate their stress. And so we really wanted to help find ways that can reduce that stressor in their life.
CAPS offers two options to students interested in participating. Students can either attend a virtual WOW workshop where they can learn vital skills that can help them in real life, or donate 20 items to Knight's Pantry as a way to give back to their college community.
For students who participate in the campaign's efforts, they have a chance to get up to $30 off their charged accounts, which can help reduce stress.
CAPS counselors say participation must happen during the month of November through December 1st in order to receive the fee deduction. Senior Amber Blunt shares her feelings on the CAPS campaign and the steps they're taking to help UCF students who use CAPS.
$30 off of your CAPS balance, that's a significant amount. So that'll definitely benefit students' pockets as well as the students who rely on Knight's Pantry for food.
CAPS counselors say participation is only for clients who obtain current charges, and they must complete their campaign form to be considered. In Orlando, Gabrielle Wilson, UCF Nightly News.
CAPS counselors say they have also teamed up with the UCF Foundation, where students, parents, or alumni can donate directly to CAPS to support the facility and students who use it.
Are you having problems finding parking on campus? Do you wonder why spots are being blocked off in some of the most popular parking garages? I will take you to Garage 8 to get to the bottom of this issue. I'm here in Parking Garage H, where, as you can see, there are 110 parking spots being blocked off for what Parking Services says is for campus events and this weekend's football game. The catch? Nobody's parked here all week long. In an email from Parking Services, they state the reason for the blocked off spots is these spots are used to support parking as needed for home football game day and a variety of campus events. With parking spots being blocked off, students are spending more time looking for somewhere to park, causing them to be late for class.
It's inconvenient. I mean, unless I would guess there's a good reason they have them blocked off. I don't really know why. I usually park higher up, so sometimes I am a little bit late to class, but it's okay.
Students are expressing how these blocked off spots are affecting their commute to class and how they have to sometimes park further away for the building they need to get to.
It definitely does, especially yesterday when I came here and it was blocked off. I had to go up all the way to almost the top floor because I couldn't find parking anywhere else, and people were just moving around trying to find parking. So yeah, it definitely does not help that it's closed off around here.
Parking Services says that they have not received any complaints about the shortage of parking from the blocked off spots. In Orlando, Ericka Brockish, UCF Nightly News. Check their UCF mobile app to see parking availability in each garage on campus.
The UCF Student Government hosted its first ever sustainability fair. Students learned how to reuse products typically thrown away, such as soda bottles and aluminum cans, by turning them into a pot for plants. The fair was located at Memory Mall as a way to gather more students who walk by every day who may not know about eco-friendly products. More than 150 students participated in the fair.
Hey Emily, we all woke up to some chilly temperatures this morning. I had to grab a jacket leaving my house. What does our weekend look like?
Thanks, Ericka. This weekend is definitely going to be a little bit more on the chilly side. Saturday should be nice for our last home football game of the season, though, with sunny skies and temperatures in the low 70s. Sunday, it will dip down a little bit more into the high 60s, and we'll be seeing some rain. This rain will continue through Wednesday, so get those umbrellas ready for the next week. The temperatures will also warm up as the week goes along. Enjoy your weekend and keep those cardigans close by. I'll have more on the weather you should expect this coming week later on in the show. Ericka and Allegra, back to you.
Stay tuned to see how inflation is affecting plans to buy Christmas trees.
Plus, find out how lunar and Martian soil can potentially help build a habitat on the moon. We'll be right back.
A new era of space exploration is now underway. NASA's Artemis 1 launched from the Kennedy Space Center early Wednesday morning. The Orion spacecraft is now orbiting the moon after being transported by the most powerful SLS rocket the space agency has ever made. UCF researchers are getting their hands dirty with lunar and Martian soil simulants. Nightly News reporter Melanie Morales tells us more about this exciting project that will help astronauts carry materials from Earth into space.
NASA's goal for the Artemis program is to build a base camp on the moon that includes a modern lunar cabin, a rover, and a mobile home. Using materials that are already available in space would decrease the need for the new construction materials. Rana J. Ghosh, an associate professor of mechanical and aerospace engineering, tells us why humans living on Earth should care about this project.
A new era of moon exploration. And while we go there, this time it's not about going there and coming back and doing sorties in the way we used to do before. Now we are there long term. So we have to think how to build an environment around us so that it's more habitable.
With lunar and Martian soils made by the Exolith lab here at UCF, they use a combination of 3D printing and binder jet technology. This allows them to bind the soils with salt water, which are later treated at temperatures ranging from 1,000 degrees Celsius to 12,000 degrees Celsius.
These are simulants of Martian and lunar soils, which exactly mimic the soil structure and the chemistry of the soil on the moon and on Mars. using the data obtained from the Apollo and Mars rover missions.
The MTS criterion evaluates the strength of the soils after preparation by crushing them into dust and then observing them with a microscope. Peter Warren, a mechanical engineering student, tells us how pleased they would be if their work is implemented by NASA in the future.
There's an excitement to it with just the space aspect and looking into how this could be possible on the moon or on Mars.
Warren says we might see all of their hard work pay off in the next 5 to 10 years on planet Mars. In Orlando, Melanie Morales, UCF Nightly News.
With space travel gaining popularity, it may lead to different structures being made in environments like Mars and on the moon.
Christmas tree prices may be higher for shoppers this year. Nightly News reporter Alina Hoarau shows us how one tree artist is handling inflation.
We are 3 weeks into November. Some are thinking about Thanksgiving, but for Christmas lovers like Ralphine Ippoliti, this time of year marks the birth of a new season.
It's the beginning of Christmas.
Ippoliti says she first began selling artwork at the Orlando Museum of Art's annual Festival of Trees a few years ago.
When you start getting your receipts and you realize how much you put into it, you go, oh my God.
This year, Ippoliti made a mini Game of Thrones inspired tree, but says materials are pricey thanks to inflation.
A 4-ounce bottle of Gorilla Glue was close to $5 this year. There's 6 bottles of glue in there.
Materials aside, what about the cost of the tree itself? According to a September survey by the Real Christmas Tree Board, the cost of growing trees increased nearly 20% compared to last year, meaning retailers are charging more and consumers are finding alternatives.
This is the first time in probably 15 years last year we invested in an artificial tree to go back to it because of the availability of finding a live tree.
Here at the Festival of Trees event, we're seeing trees in this room alone range from about $150 to $1,000. But here in this room, remaining trees like the bigger one behind me range from about $500 to $1,500. Nathan Wright is a UCF senior working in Lowe's Christmas tree department who says his store is seeing less people buy live trees.
They come in and they see the real big tree and it's like $130 and nobody wants to pay that for something that's going to die in 3 weeks.
Retailers suggest doing research as heightened species can make a difference in price. In Orlando, Alina Hoarau, UCF Nightly News.
This year's Festival of Trees ends on Sunday, giving visitors just 2 more days to view the festival assortment of Christmas trees at the Orlando Museum of Art.
It's a situation that concertgoers know all too well, the race to get tickets on Ticketmaster. But many Taylor Swift fans are now calling the company their anti-hero. I'll tell you why fans have bad blood with the ticketing service.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
It's going to be a cruel summer for many Taylor Swift fans. Tickets for Swift's The Eras 2023 tour are on sale, but getting a ticket is proving to be a challenge. Fans who registered for pre-sale with Ticketmaster were selected at random and given codes to join an online queue. That online queue, filled with thousands of adoring Swifties trying to nab tickets at face value instead of dealing with the service's steep dynamic pricing.
And ticket scalpers also took advantage of the pre-sale. Take a look at some of the prices we're seeing.
The cheapest ticket on StubHub for the April 13th Tampa concert is $405 in section 327. That's with an obstructed view of the stage. UCF student Kelly Casita says she got tickets with her friend, but not without putting up a fight first.
I honestly got on the waiting room 9:30 the next morning and had to wait about 5.5 hours before she got the tickets. It was so stressful, just like waiting, watching the queue.
Live Nation officials say they were only expecting 1.5 million fans to join the queue. Instead, there were 14 million, enough to fill 900 stadiums. UCF professor Dr. Deanna Selnow specializes in popular culture rhetoric. She says leaders at Ticketmaster know exactly what they're doing.
People are willing to pay it, they will pay it, no matter what it takes to pay it. But that doesn't make it right. And I would argue that this is why we shouldn't be allowing monopolies to happen like what's happening with Ticketmaster, because there's no check and balance there.
Officials at Ticketmaster say general sale for Taylor Swift's tour is now canceled as they cannot meet demand. In Orlando, Allegra Montesano, UCF Nightly News. Congress plans to hold a hearing in the next several weeks over these ticket sales.
After the break, we'll check in with Emily to see how long these cold temperatures will stick around.
Today's chilly temps coming up next.
Welcome back to Nightly News. It's definitely feeling like fall outside. Will these temperatures stick around for Thanksgiving? Let's toss it over to Emily for our weather forecast.
Thanks, Erica. Yeah, it's looking like we're gonna keep with those fall temperatures. Let's go ahead and look at the highs across the state, though. Up in Jacksonville and Tallahassee, we're going to be sitting in those low 60s, with Jacksonville having a high of 61 and Tallahassee a high of 60. Down here in Orlando and Tampa, it's going to go up just a bit to 67 right here in Orlando and 66 for that high in Tampa. Miami, we're going to have a high of 78, so definitely the highest for our highs coming up. And for our lows, we're going to be dipping down into the 30s up in Tallahassee. However, it'll go up just a bit to 45 over in Jacksonville. Tampa and Orlando will be sitting in the 50s, with Orlando having a low of 52 and Tampa having a low of 50. Down in Miami, though, it will be up just a bit more to 69 degrees. For our rain percentages, though, it's going to be looking pretty clear all around the state, except for Miami, which will have a rain percentage of just 3%. For our 5-day forecast right here in Orlando, though, let's go ahead and take a look. Tomorrow for the football game, it should be sitting at a high of 72 and a low of 56, so definitely some great weather while you're out there tailgating and at the game. And it's looking like no rain, which is a 4% chance. However, that rain percentage does go up a little bit on Sunday with a rain percentage of 65. We will also be dipping down into the 60s for the temperature on Sunday with a high of only 62 and a low of 57. Then we'll get into the 70s for the rest of the week, though, with a high of 75 Monday, 73 Tuesday, and 74 on Wednesday. We'll have our lows in the 60s with a low of 68 Monday, 67 Tuesday, and 66 on Wednesday. Monday will only have a 33% chance of rain. However, that does go up just a little bit on Tuesday with a rain percentage of 58 and 55% on Wednesday. That's all we have for now. Back to you, Erica and Allegra.
Thanks, Emily. Coming up, we'll get a preview of UCF football senior day and their game against Navy.
Also, we'll learn how the football team can run the table in the AAC. Stay tuned, Night fans.
Good afternoon, Knights. I'm Alina, and this is your weekly UCF Sports Update. UCF football takes the field tomorrow, and for some players, this will be their last time suiting up in the bounce house. Saturday is senior day for the Knights. They enter this game coming off a ranked win versus AAC foe Tulane. 33 seniors will be honored tomorrow for senior day and will strap up for their final home game. Six-year senior and former walk-on Anthony Montalvo reflected on his time at UCF and is excited to take the field one last time.
The last one at home, but also at the same time, it's also kind of exciting that, you know what I mean, like, I get to play here one last time, just take in the environment, you know, play with my brothers and stuff.
If the Knights win their last two games, they will host the AAC Conference Championship game and get one more shot in the bounce house. But for now, the seniors' last home game will be tomorrow morning against Navy at 11 o'clock. That's all for sports. Back to you guys at the desk, Allegra and Ericka.
Thank you, Alina. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can always keep up with us during the week on our website, nightlynews.ucf.edu.
And if you've got a story idea you want us to know about, send it our way. You can reach us at UCF Nightly News on Instagram. Thanks for watching and have a great day.